Good evening and welcome to the British Gaming Podcast. It is the 23rd of August 2016. I'm Sam Webster. Somewhere over there is Terry Kane.
Hey,
Hey!
hey, I'm in
Um,
a place.
yeah, this is actually like a third consecutive week. This is getting kind of scarily consistent, buddy.
I know. It's like the old days.
I know, right? But let's not jinx anything just yet.
No, let's definitely not do that.
So, seeing as it's been spot on a week, would you care to tell us what you've been playing over the past week?
Okay. Well, there's Humble Indie Bundle, which is number 17 now, I think it is. So bloody hell, they've done a lot of those. And I got the low tier just for the beginner's guide because I've had my eye on that for a while. I know it's the same guys that did the Stanley Parable, or at the very least some of those guys. I'm not sure if it was all of them. And it was a really worthwhile experience. Me and a friend just kind of did pass the pad on it, although it doesn't really matter too much which one of you sort of holding it because it's not exactly a challenge game. It's more of a kind of interactive narrative experience, if you get what I mean. Uh, it lasted.
As uppity as that sounds, yes.
Yeah. So.
Oh, darling, it's an interactive experience.
I mean, some people use the term walking simulator, but that just sounds like an insult to it, really. And I don't like that term, even though it makes people know what it means. It's like how you hate when people use the word term art game.
Oh, don't get me started. We've only got a set amount of time, and I've already forgotten to go through the fucking topic list, so don't get me started.
But yeah, I really recommend the beginner's guides. Like, it's hard to describe any further than what I've already said without spoiler territory. So I'll just go on
The
to the
one
next
thing you
game.
did say that reassured me about it, because I was like, oh, I'm not really sure, is you said it's not Stanley Parable 2 and they've not just done the same thing again, but that you couldn't really tell me any more than that.
Oh yeah, that is
Yeah.
definitely the case. It is definitely not Stanley Parable 2. Although, are you not mad on the Stanley Parable then, Sam?
Not particularly, like it was a novelty, it was okay. I dicked around with it, you know. I
Ah, yeah.
purposefully annoyed the narrator by going in the wrong door. That was about it.
Yeah, that kind of sums it up really. Yeah, Beginner's Guide is very much a different experience to that, but it has that same. You can feel, you can tell it's like done by them, but yeah.
Okay.
What else? I picked up Outrun 2006 Coast to Coast earlier on PSP and been playing around with that this afternoon. And
Which is weird because I picked up the PS2 version at a car boot like 2 weeks ago for 50p.
nice. It is a fun little sort of casual, like not thinking too much game for if
Don't
you're having
use
a
the word
lazy day.
casual. People will start getting their pitchforks out. I can't be dealing with that. Oh, it's not a casual game, you fag. That's not what he means. Calm down.
Oh, what are they gonna do? Leave their mum's basements?
Oh. So this just feels like the last two Jim Sterling videos in a row where he's had to open with you right there writing the comment before you've even watched the video. Fucking stop.
Oh yeah, this week's one he was just like, okay, I'm just gonna carry on with this because obviously the people writing the comment aren't listening anymore.
They didn't listen last week. They're not going to listen this week.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Um, I finished the Kalos League on Pokemon X, which is weird timing because Ash just finished that in the series.
would it be spoilers
Uh,
if we
what to
said?
what to say what the result was?
Yeah, I think it's been around the internet enough this week that we can say
Uh, yeah, yeah, might as well.
Ash fucking lost
Yeah,
again, and
but
everybody's surprised.
to be fair, he got to the finals,
He did.
and it's one of the few times he actually had a competent team in the league.
He did.
I mean,
It's
two of them were dragons as well.
yeah. Bear in mind, I watched the one episode just to see
Yeah.
what would happen, and I've not. So that shit he was doing with Greninja straight over my head.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's really weird. Like it's not Mega Evolution, but it's sort of on that kind of power scale, I guess.
it seemed to be like almost like fusion from Dragon Ball.
Kinda, yeah. It was.
Yeah.
It was a bit strange. I, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe they might go in more into that because they're going to have a whole Zygarde storyline coming up in the series. So I think it's going to be related to that.
Yeah.
I mean, they've already gone straight into that with the ending of like the last episode. So yeah, but that we'll probably have that to fill the gap between when they go between now and when they go to Alola.
So you actually finished the game Pokemon X, which actually I haven't touched in about 6 months. I'm about halfway through it.
Oh, really? Uh,
Yeah, I really need to get around to finishing that.
First playthrough?
Yeah.
Ah, fair. I'm guessing you chose Froakie as well.
Um, I went with whatever the water one was. I
Yeah,
always pick up the equivalent of blue and the water Pokemon. It's a tradition.
that's fair. I normally pick up the blue game but get the fire Pokemon, which is weird. But this time that.
You traitorous bastard. It's just wrong.
No, I'll tell you what's wrong. The final evolution of Fennekin. What the fuck is up with that thing?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Oh, good gods. What's its name? Delphox. Delphox, if I'm not mistaken. I
Hang
dare
on.
you to Google it. It's
Thunder
basically
fingers on the keyboard here. Here we go.
it's a furry's wet dream. It's gross.
Thank you, Google Image Search, for confirming Terry's comment as he was making it.
Oh, you
This
found
is what
Report
happens
4.
when Safe Search is off.
Oops.
Yeah. Great.
Gross.
Well, there goes my faith in humanity.
You
You know,
still
I say
had
that
some?
every week. Yeah, I know. It's like apparently my faith in humanity has gone like 2,000 odd times, but there it goes again.
Oh, bloody hell.
So every time it goes to poke its head round the door to see if it's safe to come back here, it goes, "Oh no, fuck that!" Ooh, are those its shiny colors? I kind of like its shiny colors. I've got to say,
Ooh, I'm gonna check that out.
it's like grey for the main body and purple for the bits that are usually dark red on the arms and legs.
I do kind of like that.
Yeah,
If I
it
could guarantee,
reminds.
if I could
Oh,
guarantee getting a shiny starter of that, I'd probably like. I actually got a
well, you
Fennekin.
can just infinitely reset the game until you get it.
Yeah, but
You can be there a while, but
uh, yeah, no thanks.
it's a similar color scheme to Charizard's Mega Revolution. You know, the good one.
Oh yeah, actually,
Yeah.
during the league, there was a battle between the good one and the lame one.
Oh, was there?
Yeah, the lame one got its ass handed to it like proper quick.
Nice. Apparently, it's quite well animated too. I'm hearing a lot of reports that, like, I thought that episode maybe they just pulled the stops out because it was the end of the league, but apparently no. The whole series has been pretty consistent.
Oh, I tell you what, my favorite battle choreography of the whole XYZ series was Ash was battling the league champion, and I keep forgetting her name, but she has this Gardevoir that Mega evolves, and that was fighting Greninja, and it was such a good battle to watch.
I might this season I might go back and actually watch because it sounds like they didn't just do the usual. Well, Pikachu's gonna get beaten by a level 5 starter Pokemon, and I'm gonna ditch all my friends and be absolute shit at everything again. You know, scheme that they always do.
No, Ash has been relatively competent this series. It's really weird. Like his Pokemon are actually evolving; they're actually doing decent moves.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, and what was I going to say? Oh yeah, the theme tune for XYZ, or at least the Japanese one. I've not heard the English dub one. The Japanese theme tune is probably my favorite anime intro at the moment.
Really
Yeah, I freaking love it. And they sort of do like an instrumental version of it during some of the battles, and it fits so well.
nice.
It feels like I'm watching a Shonen Jump anime, but like it's actually animated instead of just flashes left and right of the screen.
Huh. Okay. Well, so obviously that's an anime.
Yeah,
So,
and
have you played any other games this week?
oh yeah, played a bit more of AM2R, another Metroid 2 remake, and I'm definitely gonna have to end up getting Metroid Zero Mission and Fusion after I finish this. It's so good.
Nice,
Like,
nice.
like it's probably, I don't know. I probably say this about
Hit
every.
Mark up. He can probably lend them to you.
Oh yeah, that's a
I think
shout.
it's got multiple save slots, so yeah, give him an ask. It's worth
Yeah,
asking him.
yeah, exactly. Although to be fair, the cartridges are like £10 a piece, which isn't
Oh,
cheap,
that's
but it's
not bad.
affordable.
Yeah, I'd have thought they'd have been higher than that.
Yeah, or if I got them on Wii U Virtual Console, it's like £6 each, but I prefer to have the cartridges.
I don't know. I kind of like the thought of playing them on the TV. Now you've said it.
It doesn't upscale too well though. That's the thing. It's weird. The older consoles, even though they haven't got much higher resolution than GBA, seem to upscale better than on the TV. Because when you're in the eShop, you can actually look at a screenshot of the game like on the TV, so you'll see how it actually looks.
Okay, not good.
Not particularly. I mean, there is. I could just play it on the Wii U gamepad, but even on that, it doesn't look great.
Fair enough.
So
So, uh,
yeah, and me and a few friends the other day played the first episode of Wolf Among Us, and Telltale games are really fun to play like with a group. Like I prefer playing them with a group than alone.
oh, when you get to argue over the decisions, but the decision's on a timer, so fucking someone make a choice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the thing is, on the new Batman one, apparently they added an option where you got co-op, so you all have a controller and make your choice, and it's a vote system. So that's pretty cool. But with this, we just kind of we actually seem to all agree on what to do.
Oh, okay. Great
Yeah.
minds and all the rest of it.
Yeah, I guess we're quite like-minded with morality, which
Although if you do,
I guess explains why we're friends.
yeah, that would help. Although the full phrase, uh, great minds think alike, but then again, fools rarely differ. So take that as you will.
Hey, don't call my friends fools.
So I've actually been going back to the Wii a fair bit this week. So, as I think I mentioned before, that we got gifted a Wii from one of my other half's friends. So my other half has ponies, and where she keeps them, one of the other women just went, "Have you got any use for this thing? Because it's just sitting around my house." We're like, "Yeah, we'll take it." And I already had a copy of Wind Waker that was gifted to us from one of her aunts when her cousin moved out and didn't take it with him. Um, I've picked up Twilight Princess for £6, and I've now got about 13 Wii games, including
13, bloody hell. I kept seeing you send me and Richie pictures of like the games you've been picking up. I didn't realize it built up that quick.
yeah. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. There's Disney's Epic Mickey, Mad World, Zelda Light Princess, Zelda Skyward Sword, New Super Mario Bros. Wii, um, Super Mario Galaxy 1. Trying to think. Mario Kart Wii with the steering wheels. Um, Several bits I've picked up for it, and I'm finally starting to go through them. So I tried Mario Kart Wii with the kids actually using the steering wheels, and you know what I'm like for motion controls. I usually hate them.
Yeah,
Absolutely can't stand them. I like the motion controls in Mario Kart Wii.
it's kind of a novelty.
I won't do the cups like them. I'll plug in the GameCube pad for the cups, but actually kind of like, yeah, I like it.
Oh yeah, I forgot it supports GameCube controllers.
I'm very glad it does. Very, very glad it does.
Yeah. Saying that,
Sonic,
there's also classic controllers as well. They go for like a fiver these days as well, so now's a good time to grab
really?
one of those.
CX seems to want 13 quid for one, so I was going on that and thinking, hell no.
No, I can't remember where I got mine for a fiver. It was probably like a second-hand like pawn shop, like cash converters. PAWN before anyone says anything.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I would have put the other one past you. Well, no, actually, I would put the other one past you because you can get it for free on the internet. Why would you go into a shop?
Yeah, exactly. Where
That
people.
means you have to get up and go out,
Hmm.
pay money, then come home. By that point, if anyone else who lives in the house has come back from whatever they were doing, you've missed your opportunity. Um,
Well, it's like
let's
one.
let's get back on topic.
No,
Actually,
I've got a little anecdote.
oh
Basically,
no,
I was on a friend's PC. I'm gonna keep them nameless. I might have told you the story. I'm gonna ask you to keep them nameless as well if I've told you this before, Sam. And
okay.
me and a mutual friend of ours stumbled upon their porn collection accidentally by like just hitting something random on the keyboard, and like we just had this discussion that's like came back like maybe once or twice, like every now and again, where I'd just be like, why would you store it when you can stream it online? Like you've got like evidence of all your porn on your PC. Like yeah, it wasn't like anything bad or anything. It was actually very vanilla, which I teased him about, and
I quite like
yeah.
when we were round to your house during a house party, and we decided to screw with your internet search history.
Oh yeah, you've mentioned this on a recording before. I was basically trying to find something to. Basically, I had a friend whose nickname was Tinkerbell, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to send him some Rule 34 image, and that search was in my history, obviously.
Yeah, Tinkerbell porn.
Yeah.
But then we
Uh,
did the one where we went into your email and we changed your MSN avatar at the time to a penis, which we'd in paint drawn a smiley face on the tip of.
oh God,
And
yeah, Jimmy the P that says to check your balls for lumps, and you sent that to my business studies teacher.
yeah, we sent it all in your email inbox.
Oh
In your
God.
email address book, even. Jimmy the penis says to check your balls regularly for lumps.
You know what would suck is if you'd have done that like now in my address book, I've got my recruitment agency and the company that I'm working directly for, like my boss's email and stuff in there.
It's a good thing I'm a considerable physical distance away.
It's a good thing that since this kind of thing happened, I've learned to lock my PC with a password when I've got people in the room.
Away from your seat, Control Alt Delete. Or just, window key and L,
Yeah.
because that's two keys instead of three, you inefficient fucks. Sorry, stuff like that irrationally annoys me. It's like if there's an easier way of doing it, demonstrably easier. And you can do, because of the window key placements, you can do window L really quickly with just one hand and two fingers instead of fucking Control Alt Delete. You're all over the fucking keyboard for that
You
shit.
know, you know all about doing things quickly at your computer, eh, Sam?
Yeah, no, I'm really efficient at drawing comic pages and doing freelance work and building amateur video games.
Um,
Anyway,
games. Did you ever? Speaking of Wii games, did you ever play No More Heroes?
I played the PS3 version, didn't like it. And before you ask, with a Move controller.
I did. I forgot that there was a PS3 version.
Yeah, PS3 version as a it's Move controller compatible. You can also get things like Resident Evil: The Umbrella Chronicles on the PS3.
Oh yeah, and I
Yeah.
think they put House of the Dead Overkill on there as well.
Oh shit! Yeah, I'm gonna have to get that.
Yeah. What
Uh,
for Wii or PS3?
PS3.
Yeah, makes sense.
If I can have it in HD, I'll have it in HD.
Yeah.
Plus, I've got the little gun thing because I've got Time Crisis 4 for the PS3.
Oh, nice.
I've got obviously the gun the Move controller goes into. I have that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's fun. But yeah, so Dead Rising, Chop Till You Drop. That's another one that I've got for the Wii now. So I was really interested, being a big fan of that game on the Xbox 360, and being very excited for the PlayStation 4 re-release. By the way, last week we talked about it being US only for physical releases. Play Asia, I managed to pre-order it. It was only about a fiver shipping, and the price of the game still worked out like 20p cheaper than the digital version's going to be on the PSN store. So
Nice.
that's on its way, and it should be like customs only bother with stuff that's over 18 quid.
Ah.
This is 15.74, so I should be okay with customs.
Mm,
Should be. So
yeah.
yeah, it's very different. Obviously, they had to cut down the zombie count. They've blocked off parts of the mall so that where you used to have two routes you could take, you now only have one. And it's also mission based. So instead of having the clock running all the time and the time limits, you go to Otis, he gives you a mission. And then you're timed on that mission. And depending on how long you take, how much damage you take, so on and so forth,
Mm.
you then get a ranking. So you get like an A or an S or whatever. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I'm not sure I like it. Aiming is a lot easier. Um,
Oh.
a lot easier because you're using the Wiimote for that, so you can very quickly flick an aim, which is handy.
Yeah.
On that note, I've been playing in preparation for Dead Rising's PlayStation 4 re-release. I've been playing Dead Rising 2 again, which originally I played on the Xbox 360. So I picked up a PS3 copy for $5.99. No, it was $5.99, but it was also in a 2 for 10 deal. I got that at the same time as getting Sonic and the Secret Rings. That's another Wii game I've picked up, as well as Sonic and the Black Knight. I've just been going nuts for Wii games. And then for some reason I bought Ocarina of Time 3D and A Link Between Worlds because I'm on a Zelda binge
Mm.
now that I have access to everything from the GameCube onwards. Uh,
Plus, now's a good time to get those on 3DS because they're in that selects range, so they're like £14.
yeah, I paid 13.99 new for Ocarina and 14.99 new for A Link Between Worlds.
I think that's what I paid for A Link Between Worlds. I was tempted to get Ocarina, but I've got it on Wii U Virtual Console, so I'm just like,
It's
yeah.
it's nice to play it again. I played it again recently for a certain video that will be coming out very soon
Okay, so
on the N64.
oh gee, I wonder who one of your picks is going to be.
Gee, I wonder. Um, yeah, so it, I'm seeing like the graphical enhancements are very, very obvious because I've only freshly come out of the N64 version. But Dead Rising 2, I'm having to start over from level 1, no skills, hardly any health, etc.
Uh,
Uh, which is proving I'm doing better than I thought, actually. So far, there are about 13 potential survivors I could have saved. I've saved 10 of them, and one of them is still active on the map, so I might have time before the next story mission to quickly go grab them. Um,
that's all right.
yeah, I know it's going much better than I thought it would. Uh,
Yeah.
the
Oh,
one
what?
I'm missing is Snowflake the Tiger. I purposefully didn't go to the casino it spawns in the morning because I was like, I'm level 1. I'm not going to be able to do it. And also, putting down the stakes for Snowflake is really hit and miss, and it can be over in seconds or it can take fucking forever. So I skipped her. And I got there are two guys who spawn in Shank's weapon shop, which is good to go to anyway, just to get the broadsword. And I picked them up and I looked at the map and I thought, right, well, the fastest route back is going to be through the casino and instead of going down the main strip because the main strip will have a lot of zombies, I'll have to go back through Atlantica Casino. It's not going to be great.
Mm.
So, step through thinking that Snowflake should have despawned and that event should be over. No, there she was. Cutscene started, so I've got uh, 6 survivors with me. A psychopath, Ted, and Snowflake. I'm like, I'm not taming you, Snowflake. I'm just going to kill Ted and run like a little bitch.
Oh God.
So that's the survivor I'm missing, and I doubt I'll go back for Snowflakes. It's probably not going to happen.
Fair.
I'm trying not to worry too much about trophies because the Dead Rising series trophies are absolutely fucking horrendous and require like 50 to 60 hours and multiple playthroughs and knowing the game like the back of your hand. I tried to do Dead Rising 1 on the Xbox 360 and it's just too stressful.
Hmm.
Um, I enjoy the game a lot more when I'm not worrying about the trophies slash achievements.
Yeah, I'm like that unless I've sort of done everything I can think to do in the game apart from like trophy or achievement hunting. I'm just like, okay, let's see if I can give some of these a go. And some games are a bit more reasonable, so I'll go for it. It kind of varies from
Yeah.
game to game.
Well, I like the way Dragon Quest Heroes does it. I'm still playing that. I was playing that before I came on the podcast. Um,
Nice.
I sat there waiting to make sure the kids were definitely asleep and not going to wake up again
Don't
before we
jinx it.
recorded. Yeah, I know. Just playing Dragon Quest Heroes while I was waiting for it. It's a great game to fill 5 minutes like that.
Hmm.
But in completing the main storyline and just doing the side quests as they became available to me, I unlocked something like 32 out of the 50 trophies naturally. And now that the main quest is over, like the remaining trophies are things like defeat one of every enemy type, collect one of every weapon, that sort of thing. And the weapons I'm not too far off because I've been upgrading my guy's gear as I've been going through. Really, now it's just the weapons. There are certain weapons that you get as drops from the secret bosses, which then immediately become pointless because if you're powerful enough to take down that secret boss, you do not need that fucking weapon. Um, you don't, because then you've like, yay, new weapon. I have nothing to try this out on.
Yeah, that. Yeah,
Ozma
I hate
did
when
that
games
in
do that.
Final Fantasy IX. To get the best weapon, you had to kill Ozma, and then there was some parts for synthesis to make Zidane's best weapon. You're like, they've taken down the hardest thing in the fucking game. This thing is
Yeah.
useless to me now. um, so yeah, I'm still playing that. Um, and I've played a whole bunch of games for our top 10 videos, recording footage. I'm not going to name the games because that will give away what my picks are. But a little update on that: we've both missed the deadline of the
Yeah,
22nd of
and I've
August.
knocked mine down to five. Like, because, well, the thing is, basically, I was looking at my list and I kept trying to think of 10 villains that I could talk for ages about and really be passionate about talking about them. But, like, five of them were just filler, basically. Like, there was plenty
Yeah,
to
they
say
were
about them.
there
I
for
just
the
didn't.
sake of
Yeah, I was just like, I
yeah.
don't care. Like, the five I've got at the moment, I've managed to talk a little bit about them, but, like, not too in depth because I don't know. I'm like I've not done
The
as
thing
many.
is, the
I've not
five
done
that
as
you're
many
keeping,
videos of these as you have, so I'm still getting used to how to do it.
the five that you're keeping are five that you're actually passionate about, and that's the important thing.
Yeah,
Mine's still 10.
yeah,
All of the audio's recorded and laid out, and I know it's going to be about 20 minutes in length.
bloody
So you're
hell.
looking at, yeah,
Yeah,
you're
mine's
looking.
looking to be like about 6, 7 minutes.
Stop putting yours down. Yours will be good. It'll be fine. It'll be great. People will love it. Okay. We're aiming for September 2nd, September 1st, even to finish it. And I think September 2nd should then be uploaded because I'll have to do it overnight on my crappy connection.
Mm,
Um, so yeah, that's what we're aiming for. And the reason being is that I got to a point where I was rushing the editing of mine to have it ready for the 22nd, and I was thinking I'm not going to be happy with what goes out. So I turned to these guys and said, "Look, well, I say these guys, Richie isn't here tonight, but look, am I the only one who needs a deadline extension?" And the answer was a firm no. You are not alone. um, yeah, I think we underestimated how much work is involved with the top 10. I still want to do them monthly, though. I think they're a really good creative exercise. And yeah, I'm actually quite enjoying it. I just want to make sure it's done well. So September 1st, September 2nd, we'll do an announcement once they're up. No doubt there'll probably be there might be a podcast between now and then anyway.
mm. Oh, by the way, I've actually thought of what I want to do for our next list because you said it was my choice next.
I thought you said racing games off air to me last time.
I
I
was
was quite excited for racing games. I started picking out racing games. It better damn well be racing games.
Oh, I had another idea in mind, but maybe I'll save that
What was
for
the
if
other
we.
idea?
I'll
Tell
save it
me.
for the next one in circulation when it comes back to me if you want. The other idea I had was top 10 fan games,
Oh, I like that, but I don't know if I've got 10 fan games.
and it doesn't have to be like specifically, to that franchise. Like, for example, Cave Story is blatantly a Metroid fan game, but it's not got the Metroid name attached to it.
Okay, fair enough.
So something like that. And obviously, I've just given away one of my picks, haven't I?
I think I'd have a very hard time with 10 fan games because the only fan games I've really got are Sonic games. Like Freedom Planet, great. Now I can't use any other Sonic franchise fan games.
Fuck.
Uh,
I don't know. With something like that, do we have to stick to one per franchise?
it is a self imposed rule. We could always say fuck it.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly. It's our list. Who's
it's our list.
gonna
It's our
get
list,
mad?
our
The
opinion, what
internet?
we say goes. You deal with it. You deal with it. You deal with it. Every fucking top 10 list has that section on it.
God.
This is just my opinion. I'm not stating fact. And if you do not agree with my opinion, that is fine. You do not have to send me a death threat. It's there every time. I've got it in this current one that I'm editing.
Oh, good.
Not in that
Yes.
voice.
Yeah, see, I'm not even bothering with that. It's basically a case of anyone like says anything that I don't like, either I'll just ignore them or just be blatantly like "fuck you."
I'd just be like, yay, someone commented.
Actually, yeah, probably that.
um, no,
Uh,
so the topic list I completely skipped.
well, just
Um,
while we're on the subject of sections, like one thing I've noticed is that like one thing we keep doing every time me and Sam buy a game is we'll just like post pictures of what we bought that day in like this group Facebook chat we have with Richie, and I'm just thinking maybe we should like just have a "what have we bought this week" section at the start of each show now.
no.
I
Although Richie, bless him, he replied saying, "Right, that's it. I'm going down to Regen Gaming and I'm buying something so I can join in with this photographing what we bought shit." And he went down there and then he messages us again saying, "It's fucking closed." So every time I come to this fucking shop, it's fucking closed. I'm adding in the swearing. He didn't. He's too much of a gent to swear that much. But
Yeah.
he's like, oh, I don't know if I can be bothered to wait around to see if they open. They should be open by now. They're not.
Yeah. Don't want to hang around Anglia Square too long. Might catch something.
You see, I've got no problem with Anglia Square. Hell, I had to work there for how long? It was yeah. At any rate.
To be fair, compared to where I grew up, Anglia Square's a metropolis, so you know.
True.
Topic list.
Yeah, so the topic list I completely forgot. We'll start off with what we've been playing, as we usually do. Then we've got my random question of the week, which I've spent the past half hour or so racking my brains trying to think of one, so that will be fun. The PlayStation 4 Slim. Yeah, hold on, there's details coming. Halo Fan Game Installation 1. There has been a price hike for PlayStation Plus, or at least there's one coming. Dead Rising 4 is ditching the time limit mechanic, supposedly. And speaking of Capcom, there is a Capcom Humble Bundle that we'd just like to quickly talk about. And as for fan questions, no one's commented with questions this week. However, someone did set me straight on Final Fantasy X and its HD remasters. Because I said someone would comment, and someone did. So I am now fully clued up on what platforms Final Fantasy X and X-2 are available on. So thank you very much for that. That's a genuine thank you, by the way. Again, I always think those kind of things are cool where you look at it, you're like, oh, right, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, my question of the week. If you wanted to see an adaptation of a video game, A, what media would you like it to see adapted into? And B, which game? And C, why? I'm trying to think of stuff that hasn't already been adapted. I would quite like to see some Dragon Quest manga. There may already be some, but I love Toriyama's style. I've got, naturally, all of Dragon Ball. I've got Jaco the Galactic Patrolman on the way. I've got a fair bit of his stuff. I've got some art books of his, all sorts. And naturally, he does the character designs for Dragon Quest. All of the promotional material is in his style. So, since playing Dragon Quest Heroes, I'm meeting a lot of characters that I don't know. And I don't know their world, and I don't know where they came from, because the first one we got was Dragon Quest VIII on the PlayStation 2. Now, they started re-releasing 4, 5, 6, and a few of the others on the Nintendo DS, and I went to actually go pick those up the past couple of weeks after playing Heroes, just so I could find out who these other characters from these other worlds were. But they seem to have gone from trending at about $4.99 a game to trending at about $14.99 to $24.99 a game. I'm not sure why, but I'm quite annoyed. And I'm not paying that. But I would, at the same time, I'm also thinking that I don't really have the time for multiple, 40 to 60 hour RPGs. What I would have time for, and what I am interested in, the characters and story, I could sit down and read a manga of it. And it's already in a visual style I like, so it all just seems to add up for what I want and need. So that would be mine. And for not having that question 5 minutes ago, I think it's a decent question with a decent answer. I've surprised myself. So, Terry, follow that up, bitch.
I'm just going to go with the first thing that came into my head, that if executed well, could be kind of amusing. So, imagine...
It's already a Tekken movie.
No. Oh, good God. Ugh.
There are multiple Tekken movies.
The CGI one, it was okay. The live action one was abysmal. But...
Have you seen the 90s anime one?
Oh, yeah.
Why I laugh so hard I made myself cough.
Yeah, movies have not been a good medium to Tekken.
Movies haven't been a good medium to most video games.
Yeah, that is true.
Sorry, what's your pick?
Just because I amused myself with this idea, basically, imagine a Fast and Furious style movie but it's set in the world of like wipeouts, like hover ships and shit.
Okay, thought you were going to go F-Zero for a second there, but
I suppose that would kind of
F-Zero
work.
might
But
work
F Zero
better
already
because we
has its
know.
own characters, and I don't
Yeah,
know.
exactly. We know the characters. We know who Captain Falcon is. We don't know who the fuck the pilots of the Wipeout ships are.
Yeah, well, that's why I prefer that because I'm thinking, well, they have a bit more sort of artistic, creative license there. Whereas, like, if they,
All right, there's nothing to fuck up. They can't get Captain Falcon wrong because there is no Captain Falcon in Wipeout.
yeah, exactly. And
Like,
if they want to cast Vin Diesel to be in the movie, then they could do it.
unfortunately, they cannot cast the other guy.
Or if they make it a heist movie, like Gone in 60 Seconds, and get like Nicolas Cage and Angelina Jolie to like make all these freaking car innuendos.
I cannot believe you let me get away with that. By the way,
What?
when you said Vin Diesel, I said, "Well, at least they can't cast the other guy."
Oh, God, that went over my head. Damn it.
That went straight past you.
Oh, God.
So,
Yeah.
I want to see a Dragon Quest manga. Terry would like to see a Wipeout movie. Let us know what you'd like to see in the comments below, and we will quickly start talking about the PS4 Slim so that we're no longer joking about the deaths of celebrities.
Yeah. So, yes, PS4 Slim, it's
Did
really
you think
big.
this? Did you think this was a thing? By the way, because like, I saw. Did you follow this? How it progressed? Did you see the story start to finish?
Not really. I mean, like, I heard about the upgraded version of the PS4 that's meant to be still in the
The
works.
Neo.
And yeah,
Yeah,
the Neo slash 4K slash whatever.
yeah. So they're supposed to unveil that at the start of September. So what happened with this, the Slim? There was a Gumtree posting from a supposedly rough area of Manchester for a PlayStation 4 Slim for £295, and it had like photos of the box, the console, the controller, all the rest of it, and someone bought it.
Huh.
So a couple of sites managed to track down the guy who bought it from Gumtree, who confirmed yes, something had turned up in the mail. And there's a YouTuber, I believe his name is ZRZ,
Mm.
posted a video unboxing it. So in the video, he says he got it from a friend who had access to one. So I don't know if this is the same one that was sold on Gumtree, or if maybe there's a group of Sony employees who just have them for, either testing purposes or perks of working there or whatever.
Mm.
So he unboxes it, and I'll admit when the Gumtree screenshots went up, when Eurogamer, Kotaku, and a few other places initially reported on it, I thought it was just another convincing fake, like the Nintendo NX fakes we saw.
Yeah.
And, it might be 3D models, might be this, that, and the other. One thing that made me think it was really fake was that it was really plain on the top, just the PlayStation logo and nothing else. But
Like
on
a
the
like a dev kit or something.
Yeah, yet on the bottom there was the glossy PlayStation logo again, which is really weird. Sony never tend to put the logo on the bottom because no one ever sees it.
Mm.
And the studs that it stands on were in the shape of the face buttons, so circle, triangle, square, X. And I was thinking, why would you put that kind of detail on the bottom and not the top?
Mm.
That doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
No, yeah, I know what's coming.
Yeah, and at first, I also thought that it was an inconsistency because it took me a minute to realize that the shot I was looking at was the bottom of it. So I thought I'd seen a box shot with no embellishments, a photograph from the top of it and the controller with no embellishments, and then suddenly a photo with embellishments. I was like, oh, hang on, that's inconsistent. Where have those appeared from? And then I realized I was looking at the fucking bottom of it, like a pleb. So, yeah, I thought fake, 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 fake. And then this video came out and it shows they unbox it, all the leads are there, they plug it in, they show it running. It's the controller's been changed.
Mm.
So the controller now, the fucking light bar appears at the top of the touchpad as well as on the very, very top of the controller, which to me seems really fucking annoying. I know a lot of people buy those stickers to try and cover up the light bar,
Mm.
just because they hate it. and it reflects back off the screen at you and all sorts. I really don't like it as well. If I'm playing at night, I hate having this little blue glow around my hands.
Yeah.
Um, I'm really hoping the new controller fixes the fucking analog sticks because the rubber on mine ended up splitting, and I'm far from the only one. I had to get some orbs caps to put on it. Which then, when I've since bought a second controller for multiplayer, I've just put the caps on anyway because I know the same fucking thing will happen. So I'm really hoping it's a different material for that.
Yeah, some people have gone as far as to get Xbox thumbsticks and put them in their PS4 controllers.
Yeah, and apparently they work really, really nicely. It was kind of tempting, I must admit, but apparently it's a bitch to open because the plastic on the back wraps around to the front at the bottom of the controller.
Oof.
Yeah, it makes it a bit tricky to separate, and you can split or crack the plastic quite easily, so I didn't want to do that.
To be honest, the PS3 controllers are awkward as hell to open up and put back together as well, so I'm not surprised the PS4 ones are.
The only thing I found awkward on a PS3 controller is the shoulder buttons and the springs for those.
That was it.
Yeah, yeah, terrible. We're sounding like old men, but yeah, it's an actual thing, and there is egg on my face. What are your thoughts? What's your take on it? Doesn't look that much smaller to me.
No, it look.
It's a shame Richie's not on because he keeps wanting to buy a PS4. He's not made the jump yet, and it'd be interesting to see whether he would make the jump now that there's a Slim. Whether he'd be interested in that Slim.
Mm, I think one of the things with when these slims comes out is I guess because that's going to be the main thing. A lot of shops are probably just trying to get rid of the excess stock of the old fat ones, so they just put them on sale. So I guess it's a handy
It would
bonus for that.
explain a lot of the bundles and reductions we've been seeing.
Yeah, there's what. Yeah, and one thing that amused me, CEX earlier posted a thing saying, "So PS4 Slim is announced. Would anyone upgrade to it, despite the fact you can't upgrade the hard drive?" But I was just like, "Hang on a minute, you guys have got that wrong. You can upgrade the hard drive." In the unboxing video, the guy specifically shows you the bay where you can change the hard drive.
Yeah, he's like, "This is where you do it. This bit here, it comes straight off."
Yeah, what bugged me is the fact that they're still bundling them with 500 GB hard drives, which is just
it's not enough.
It's not enough for a current gen console. You need at least 2 TB these days, I'd say.
Well, that's what I've got. I bought a 2 TB hard drive, installed it into my PS4. It's the easiest thing I've ever done. It's the PlayStation 4 is actually made for it. So you know the glossier bit on the PS4, or at least the first generation models. I believe it's matte on later models. The top left.
Yeah.
Yeah, that literally slides off. And that's a hard drive enclosure right there, so you don't actually have to open the rest of the machine. And then you literally slide out one tray and pull out one hard drive, put in the other hard drive, slide it back in. And you just have to make sure you've got the system software on a USB to reinstall the system software afterwards. That's it, job done. And the old stock hard drive that came with it, I formatted it, put it into an enclosure, USB 3.0, and now it's a 500 gig external drive for my PC, which is really handy with all the comic artwork and video editing I do.
Yeah, I suppose it is handy that Sony, at least, even if they're bundling shit hard drives with the consoles, at least it's easy enough to change. So I guess it kind of takes away a sort of an additional extra cost that may have been attached to the console if they were selling them with 2 TB hard drives. But
I think they should give people the option. Like at the moment, they've got the 500 gig normal and the 1 TB normal out. So fine, you've got options there. Now, I understand when they first released it, the first generation, which had the 500 gig hard drives, they were producing them at a loss. So fair enough, you get what you're given.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that they had the foresight to make the upgrade as easy as it is.
Yeah.
I'm going to get flayed for just sounding like a Sony fanboy here, aren't I? Flay away, I don't give a shit. And no, I think, if a consumer wants a bigger hard drive, at least they have that option.
Yeah, that's what kind of bugs me about the Xbox One is the fact that you can't actually change the internal hard drive. There is an option where you can actually use a USB hard drive, but the problem is on the Xbox One, they're only USB 2.0, not USB 3, so it's not going to be as fast as an internally collected hard drive, so that bugs me a bit.
Oh, that's a bit shit. You think they'd do 3.0? Maybe it's on the
Yeah.
Xbox One S. I don't know any much about the Slim. Maybe it's on the Slim.
As far as I know, they've kept that the same on the Slim as well. I think I looked into this the other day out of curiosity that it still
Because I
is
did hear
tradable.
the first run of Slims were 2 terabyte,
Mm.
and apparently they're now not reissuing the 2 terabyte one. They're not restocking it anywhere, and they're now going to release a 500 gig and a 1 terabyte one. I'm thinking, why? The 2 terabyte one sold like fucking hotcakes. Just make more of those.
Yeah. Well, I'm wondering how many of those sales are just for people to have a 4K Netflix player.
Even so, fucking keep the 2 terabyte drive
Oh
option.
yeah.
You know, at least give people the choice.
Yeah, that's the point. That's the point. Do you know if the PS4 supports 4K video as standard? Because I remember reading somewhere that it was meant to, but I'm not sure.
As far as I'm aware, no.
Uh,
Because everything I've read about this PS4K slash PS4 Neo, well, the fact that people are calling it PS4K should be enough of a hint.
yeah, well, I know the new
Um,
PS4K is so they can run games at 4K supposedly, but like I'm
oh,
not.
you
But
video streaming at
yeah,
4K.
yeah, like Netflix and Blu-rays.
As a guy who doesn't have a 4K TV or any 4K Blu-rays,
Yeah.
I've never actually looked into it.
Well, yeah, same here. That's why I was just. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, can't answer
If
that.
anybody knows, feel free to leave it in the comments.
Yeah, actually, that's not a bad shout.
Yeah,
Um,
but yeah, so I know that was one of the marketing points of the Xbox One S. Is like it's still the same basic hardware as the original Xbox One, apart from a slight improvement, so you can run 4K video, but games still run the same.
oh, and the PSU is now inside the console instead of being a separate power brick.
Yeah, I think I think that some games you get slightly better frame rate on. I think they've improved the hardware a little bit, like basically the equivalent of the new 3DS.
Which makes a hell of a difference to Hyrule Warriors Legends.
Yeah, but that's just the developers. Yeah, I won't go into that. We discussed
No.
that already.
So while we're talking about Sony and the PlayStation 4 Slim, I'm going to go a little bit out of order on the topic list and confuse you like I did last week, where you didn't know where we were in the end.
Oh no.
Oh yes. So if you live in the US or Canada, prepare to see a pricing increase for PlayStation Plus. So the annual, I had the figures open here a minute ago. Why do I not have the figures open now? It's because I'm a pillock. So it affects the US, Canada. At the moment, it does not affect Europe. However, I wouldn't be surprised if there would be, something coming up soon. They're probably going to roll it out one place and roll it out everywhere else.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Well,
yeah. What I'm
yeah.
trying to do at the moment, I tweeted about it. So I'm trying to it was recently I tweeted about it. So if I find that tweet, I'll find the link and then I'll have the figures in front of me again. And that will be awesome. Oh, where did I put that? It's like looking for a pen. You can never find a pen. Ah, here we go. This will upset a few people. So it was reported by Segment Next, and according to them, it's going to go up. So right now, a 12-month subscription is $49.99 US and Canadian.
Mm.
So that's going to jump to $59.99 US and ouch, $69.99 Canadian. Fuck
Oof.
Canada. Um,
Eesh.
the 3-month subscription is going to go from $17.99 in both territories to $24.99 US and $29.99 Canadian.
Mm.
Wow, that's quite a jump. The 1-month subscription will remain at $9.99 US, but will increase to $11.99 Canadian. And that is due to, they're saying, market conditions and quoting the fact that this is the first time they've had a price increase ever since PlayStation Plus debuted in 2010. What we also have to remember is that since 2010, they have made PlayStation Plus mandatory for online play on the PlayStation 4, which
Mm.
wasn't a factor before, and the quality and quantity of the quote unquote free games you get on PlayStation Plus has changed in that time. With a lot of people saying quality wise, it's gotten considerably worse.
Yeah, just from observation, like I don't subscribe to PlayStation Plus, just from sort of seeing what they've been putting out there, it has been pretty meh. Like it seems like they just sort of had all the best stuff like when they started, and now they're scraping the bottom of the barrel.
I will give it a few things. I've had some really nice surprises out of it. Spelunky, Rogue Legacy. Don't tell the missus I still have it installed on the Vita and still play it when she doesn't look, but Binding of Isaac, she hates that game. But Richie's right, it's quite good. It's a good little pick up and play game.
Mm.
Um, Uncharted Golden Abyss, Gravity Rush. And we'll look at, this month. Yakuza 5, which is a digital download only title that's been $32.99 consistently. I think it's only ever had one price drop, and even that was to $19.99. It's a game I was interested in, would have preferred a physical copy of, but now it's been on PlayStation Plus. So my $39.99 for the year, as far as I'm concerned, $32.99 of that was for a game that I wanted anyway,
Mm.
and the other £6 and fucking whatever I get for that,
Yeah.
I'm relatively happy. So I still think it represents good value for money, and the price hike I'm not too worried about because I'm paid up until I've paid up until September 2017 because when I got my bonus in May, I renewed it for a year, but my current year's one doesn't run out till September, so it just added it on to that.
So basically, it's a problem for future Sam.
It's a problem for future Sam. Fuck that guy.
And the thing is, it hasn't been hyped up yet for us. So you could be future proof and just like add another year on before they hike up the price.
Yeah, I think what they need to do, their PlayStation Now service, which is supposedly coming to PC, by the way, along with
Oh,
an adapter for the DualShock 4, so you can use the DualShock 4 on your PC with both the PlayStation Now app and the PlayStation Remote Play app. Because at the moment you have to use the DualShock 4 through a micro USB cable. It has to be a wired connection to use
yeah.
the streaming app on your laptops and PCs, which is kind of annoying. So the adapter will be a welcome addition. But PlayStation Now is $12.99 a month, and you can stream an unlimited amount of PlayStation 3 games directly to your PS4, PlayStation TV, PlayStation Vita, PlayStation 3, or Sony brand TV. Oh,
Mm.
that was a mouthful. So they want to. I think what they need to do if they want to make PlayStation Plus, really valuable, is fold those two together. Because there are people right now paying two subscriptions, one for Plus and one for Now. I think they just need the one package, even if that one package is sort of an aggregate price, an average between the two.
Yeah. Oh, what like an optional third package that combines them? Like that's they're sort of better value than paying for them both separately, but you're still sort of paying more than like just one on its own kind of thing.
Yeah, sort of something like, oh, it'd be 20 quid a month if you had both of them separately, or you can get them together for 15.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I'd go for that personally. I would need better internet to go for that because I wouldn't be able to stream the fucking games on my current connection.
Oh,
Uh,
jeez. Oh, yeah, yeah, because it's not a download thing; it streams over the network. To be honest, like, I'm wondering how well that'll actually work because I remember when On Live was a thing. Bearing in mind, I had 70 meg internet at the time, and it
Sony
ran
bought
like
on
ass.
live. Sony bought on live and all their infrastructure years
Okay,
ago.
that doesn't fill me with confidence in their service then.
There is a 7-day free trial that I can start at any point just to see how it works. I'm told there are a couple of latency issues, but it's only really a big deal in games like Devil May Cry where you need frame perfect reactions.
Yeah, see, it's not going to interest me if it's not frame perfect.
It's never. I don't see that it's ever gonna be.
Yeah, it's not going to ever interest me then.
Fair enough. But like slower paced games, like fucking Uncharted, you don't have to be on point for Uncharted. You can be as lazy as shit. I could probably do Uncharted pissed, you know. So I
Yeah,
don't think it's going to be a huge deal for a large portion of the library because games aren't that demanding of you anymore.
I
It's
guess.
a sad fact, but it is a fact.
Thing is, though, if I can perceive it, then it'll bug me and it'll just put me off.
Oh, you'll notice it. You fucking notice anything.
To be fair, most people do. I mean, have you looked online to see like how much people discuss frame rates and shit? Like people perceive that shit.
Here's the weird thing: I've watched because I've got Dead Rising 3 on the way for PC because of my Dead Rising hype.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Because apparently there are no plans to bring that to PS4, despite bringing 1, 2, and 4 to PS4, albeit eventually. It seems fucking weird to me to leave 3 out, but there we go. They're
Mm.
probably saying we've got no plans, but they do have plans. Is my guess. So anyway, I've got the PC version coming just so I can fucking play it. And I was watching Total Biscuit, and he was doing like a port report, I think he calls it. And
Oh
then
yeah, I watched that the other day as well.
I sent you the link.
You sent me the link to his like sort of let's play review thing, but there was a
Oh, his
there
I
was
sent you the link to what the fuck is Dead Rising 3, and
yeah
in the description of that is a link to his port report. And he says at the
yeah
start for performance stuff, see the port report. Yeah.
yeah I watched both.
Yeah, same. So I was like watching the frame counter and listening to him talk about it, and yeah, I can see that frame counter is jumping. But, and this is going to sound really bad, I'm looking at the footage, and it was only the sections where it got down to about 15 that I could actually see it.
Yeah, but keep in mind you're watching a YouTube video that's running at 30 FPS.
Good point. Very good point. If
Yeah.
anything over 30, I wouldn't have been able to perceive a change anyway.
Plus, on top of that, with Dead Rising 3, because of the way it's been ported, apparently it's hard to get above 30 anyway, so it's not like the best of examples.
We discussed this at length already. I'm fine with 30.
Yeah, see, for me, it's
That
basically.
needs to be a hashtag. Fine with 30. And then people will be like, yeah, turning 30 years old is no big deal. And we'll be like, no, that's not what we fucking mean.
Yeah. For me, it's basically like I feel 60 should be the standard that's aimed for, but if something's 30, I'll make do. Like if there's no 60 alternative.
Okay, fair enough. Um,
It's
so
it's
talking
it's like if
about
you have a portion of chips and like there's no sauce there.
if there's no brown sauce, I'll take ketchup, but you're on my enemies list for life. So
Well,
talking about
yeah.
talking about obviously PlayStation and Capcom games. There is a Humble Bundle at the moment. These segues, I'm back on my Segway game. I am back on that Segway. I'm riding it down the street, and then the police officer reminds me they're illegal and I shouldn't be on it anymore. Um, so there is right now a Capcom PlayStation Humble Bundle. So you can get for $1 Wolf of the Battlefield Commando 3, which I've never fucking heard of, for PlayStation 3. Strider, the reboot for PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 4. It worries me that it says or and not and. I already have the PlayStation 4 version thanks to Plus.
Oh
At least
yeah,
it's be to keep rather than whenever Plus expires, it goes.
yeah. Well, when it says "or," you literally choose where you redeem the code. You are. It's like, do you want the PS3 or PS4 version?
Oh, and if it's a cross-buy game, it won't matter anyway. So
Yeah. Although I don't know if these ones are cross-buy.
I'll find out.
Judging by the
Uh,
fact it says "or," probably not.
yeah. So, Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix for PS3, which I don't give two flying fucks about. Final Fight Double Impact for PS3, which I've legitimately looked at buying on a few occasions and decided against it for.
Mm,
I think I just didn't want to plop down the money.
yeah.
And a coupon for 45% off Street Fighter 5 for PS4. So that's for
Oh,
a
so
dollar.
it's kind of ironic. You got a 45% off coupon, and so you're paying an incomplete price for an incomplete game.
Fuck's sake.
Sorry, I know you defended that game a few times, but I had to put that one in there.
I'm not even going to dignify it with a response. So if you pay more than the average, which at the time of recording is $10.57, you get Lost Planet free on PS3, which I've not played.
Actually, if you refresh the page, it's $11.13 now.
It's going up, people! It's going up!
Yeah, when I was on it earlier, it was like $8, so it's shot up quite quickly.
Yeah. Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix for PS3, which I already own. Resident Evil HD, which would actually make this worth buying.
for
PS3
PS3
or
or
PS4.
PS4.
Yeah, I want the PS4 version. Okami HD, which I have through Plus, but it'd be nice to have one to keep. Um, Remember Me for PlayStation 3, which again I have through Plus, but would be nice to keep. Mega Man 9 and 10 combo pack, which I already own. So that's nothing. So that's at the $11 and whatever it's been updated to. I daren't refresh the page again because it is just going up. If you pay $15 or more, you get 50% off Mega Man Legacy Collection for the PlayStation Store. Resident Evil Zero Remastered for PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 4, which is another game that would make it worth buying for me. And the Devil May Cry HD Collection for PlayStation 3. So if I'm looking at this, Devil May Cry HD Collection I want, that's 3 games. Resident Evil 0, yeah, okay, great. 4. Resident Evil HD, 5. And then that Final Fight game. So that's 6 games, $15, which works out just about £11.50. It says £11.44 on the website. So that I would pay that price for those games. And I'll tell you what, 50% off the Mega Man Legacy Collection. I'm not the world's biggest Mega Man fan, but I might have a punt with that. Here comes the problem. It is not, and I repeat, not compatible with the UK PlayStation Store.
Yeah, there's a list of available regions on their website.
Oh, they've updated this page now. It didn't have this orange banner before saying this bundle requires a PSN account from one of these countries.
Did it not on yours? It said on mine.
No, it didn't have that orange link before, and there were a whole bunch of complaints on the Facebook page
Oh.
about it not being clear and that people have fucking paid for it
Ooh.
with a UK PSN account, and now they've got a bunch of codes they can't use and can't get refunds. So this bundle can only be redeemed in the United States of America, Canada, Mexico, Brazil, Chile, Argentina, Peru, Colombia, Panama, Costa Rica, Ecuador, Guatemala, El Salvador, Paraguay, Honduras, Bolivia, Uruguay, and Nicaragua. If you are in Europe, you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Now, I have a US PSN account, so I will probably buy the bundle anyway and just redeem it on the US PSN account. But I'm really fucking annoyed. 2 things. One, that this isn't made clearer before you fucking check out.
Yeah, like even that orange banner, like you can so easily miss it.
Oh, I only just noticed it out of the corner of my eye just now.
Yeah, I was about to click on pay what you want like the second before I noticed it.
Yeah, and there are people who have already paid without noticing it and are now really legitimately quite angry, and they deserve to be angry. It's so their Facebook. There's a huge thread just going for ages saying, "Why no Europe? Why no Europe? Fuck you, why no Europe?" Probably some kind of licensing thing, but also fuck you for not having the responsibility to make this abundantly clear. I'm angry. I've had my rant. I don't know. Where are you on this?
Oh no, I'm with you on that, and I'm just sick of Europe getting screwed over this kind of shit as well.
Yeah. Thanks, Capcom. First no Dead Rising physical release in Europe. I've fucking imported a copy from PlayAsia, so fuck you. I'm gonna have it anyway. And now this fucking Humble Bundle that again no Europe. Fuck you.
Yeah, by the way, just as a big fuck you, Capcom, I split it so that you don't get any money. It's all going to charity.
Well fucking done. I will applaud that.
Yeah.
I will applaud that. Well done.
And anyone who takes the same route as what I've done and what you're probably doing, I'm guessing, is...
it's all Capcom aren't getting a fucking penny.
Just basically, there's an option when you pay in. It brings up a bunch of sliders. Just slide away all the stuff that goes to Capcom. And to be honest, on this occasion, I don't know. I was thinking, well, how much involvement have Humble Bundle had in regards to where it can be distributed or not? But even still, I was like, well, you know what? There's no harm in it all going to charity, so fuck it.
Yeah, and even then, like Save the Children have a UK presence. American Red Cross and Rett Syndrome I've not heard of, so I'll probably slide it all the way to Save the Children. Personally,
I think it's just like a charity slider. There's not like separate individual ones, as far as I know.
Ah, okay. Well, if I had the choice, I'd probably do it all the way to that one. But you know how, because Capcom have annoyed me a few times lately.
They've
Uh,
annoyed everyone over the years, to be fair.
fuck, I've still not got over them canceling Mega Man Legends 3. Um, I don't typically like the Mega Man games as a rule of thumb, but I did like Mega Man Legends 2 when I had it on the PlayStation 1. And I would have liked more from that world, so I am annoyed. Jim Sterling has fuck Konami news. For the foreseeable future, I'm going to be referring to Capcom as Crapcom.
Fair.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
fuck
Oh, yeah. You know what
Capcom.
I'm still pissed off with them about? Street Fighter Cross Tekken, fucking on disc DLC. Fuck
Oh,
that.
Audio Disc DLC. And
And the
you've
thing,
already mentioned Street Fighter 5, so.
yeah. Well, on top of that as well, it's like you'd think at the very least in the limited edition of the game you'd get a fucking code to get those characters that are locked on the disc, but even in the limited
Nope.
edition you don't.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in two minds. I might pass on this and get the because the games I really want, Resident Evil HD and Resident Evil Zero HD, and the Devil May Cry collection, I can get those on disc. Like
True.
Devil May Cry, about £8. Resident Evil HD 1 and 2 you can get on disc on the Origins collection for 20, probably less used, so
True, but then you're paying £30 as opposed to 12.
yeah, alright, fine. I'll swallow it. Don't make any jokes about swallowing, you piece of shit. I'll,
uh,
I'll swallow it.
but
Stop sniggering, damn it. I heard
huh?
that. I heard the snigger. Um, right, so
So
where does that put us? We're on Capcom, so Dead Rising 4, because you've not heard enough about Dead Rising out of me lately, is apparently ditching the time limit mechanic, which annoys me because the time pressure is what makes Dead Rising Dead Rising. That's where the challenge comes from. That's where the risk and reward element is. That's where you sit there and you go, have I got time to get that survivor? Do I want the experience points? Do I want? Am I working towards a trophy slash achievement? You know. And also, when you're sitting there going, right, I've got to get these survivors. I've also got to do that mission and fight that psychopath. These survivors are going to have to come to the mission with me, and that's fucking dangerous.
hmm,
But sometimes you have to do it. And I love that it puts you in position and forces it upon you. I'm told Dead Rising 3 it's got the time limit, but it's very lax unless you play on Nightmare mode, so you can bet your fucking ass I'll be playing on Nightmare mode.
hmm.
Um, but to get rid of it entirely, at least do what 3 did and give me the option.
Yeah, I'm so sick of games doing that. It's not difficult to put in a simple option for a fucking time limit.
The thing is, the time limit was fucking integral to the first game. It was also integral to the second game. They were just a little bit more lenient with it. And then the third game, they're like, take your fucking time. We'll be here, whenever's good. And now this one, they're like, oh yeah, time limit, forget it. Don't worry about it. It's
It's
fine.
just gonna be another generic zombie sandbox.
It's starting to look that. I'll buy it anyway, but it's
Yeah.
starting to look that way.
Yeah, it's like it's not as if we haven't had enough of those fucking things. You know what? I'm just gonna say this now. I'm fucking sick of zombies.
Yeah,
I
when
fucking hate zombies now. Like the last 10 years, they've just been rammed down our throat from fucking Shaun of the Dead fanboys to fucking all this shit. Now I'm done with them.
okay, that's quite this.
Ugh.
I mean, Call of Duty has a fucking zombie mode tacked on.
And it's shit. I'm sorry, I can't stand it. It's shit. People go nuts for it. It's just like there was a stage where everyone just wanted to play nothing but that or Left 4 Dead, and it's just like, for fuck's sake, can we do anything else, please? Oh yeah, let's watch Shaun of the Dead. I've seen that movie 10 times because of you guys. Can we watch something else?
You know what you need? You need Dragon Quest heroes. You fight dragons and monsters, and there are some skeleton warriors, but they're reanimated skeleton warriors, not zombies.
Thank fuck for that.
Yeah. Oh wait, shit, there is a zombie enemy. It's called a ghoul. It spits poison.
Well, one enemy.
One enemy. Fine.
Yeah. It's like when vampires were just fucking everywhere. I'm glad that stopped.
The only good thing for vampires, Interview with a Vampire,
Mm.
very very good, the best vampire movie ever made, and Hotel Transylvania.
Yeah,
Don't judge me, I have kids.
fair. To be fair, I like the Blade trilogy.
Oh shit, yeah, Wesley Snipes.
Yeah,
Yeah. Based on a Marvel comic.
too right.
Like people Blade turns up in the Marvel event comics and people lose their shit. Like, wait, what? Like,
Yeah.
fucking yeah.
I know. That's the thing. People keep crediting X-Men for like starting off people being interested in superhero movies, but Blade preceded that.
Yeah. What are the timings between the X-Men films and the Spider-Man Sam Raimi trilogy?
Sam Raimi. Oh
The
what?
director. Yeah.
What the Tobey Maguire ones?
Yeah, the Tobey Maguire ones.
I think they're basically around the same sort of time. I think X-Men 1 was like 2000. I think Spider-Man was 1 was like 2001, 2002, but I might be mistaken. Leave a
Because
comment if I'm wrong.
because I remember Spider-Man as a movie being that big here that we changed our age rating system for it. So, for those who don't know, previously we had an age rating called 12, so you had to be 12 years or over to go see the film, or to buy the DVD or video.
Hmm.
And Spider-Man was going to be a 12, and there was a lot of kids wanted to see a Spider-Man movie. And for that movie, they introduced a new certification called a 12A, which means that you can go see a 12 certificate film as long as you are accompanied by an adult who takes full responsibility for taking you to see that film.
Damn.
So if the parents get pissed, it's on whoever took you,
Hmm.
not the cinema. And that was Spider Man.
Yeah.
I didn't see a new age rating being brought in for fucking X Men.
Fair point.
Yeah. Um, so people saying X Men, I think they might overestimate it a bit. I mean, don't get me wrong, successful movie, bloody good, but I think Spider Man's the one that really knocked it out of the park.
True.
How do we keep getting onto comics on a gaming podcast anyway?
I don't know. I think. Oh, we were talking about zombies. What came before zombies?
Oh, vampires.
Yeah.
We
No,
were
that
saying
came after.
vampires are better than zombies, and then we got onto Blade, and then we got onto superheroes.
Yeah.
There we go. I just tracked it.
Enough.
So, Dead Rising 4, time limit mechanic, gone.
Oh yeah, there
I'm,
we go. That was it.
yeah,
That's why we were on Zombies Dead Rising.
yeah. I'm not happy. Expect a full report when I, you know, play it. But I probably won't be happy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy it anyway. I'm still gonna fucking support them. That's the saddest part. And I know I'm not even gonna claim that I'm gonna boycott it because I know I won't.
Yeah. Oh
I'm too
god.
weak-willed.
Do you remember when everyone was boycotting everything? Like that was just the go-to word for if you just didn't like something. Like, I'm boycotting it.
Yeah, like when a certain friend of ours boycotted everything Sony.
Yeah, apart from their movies, their CDs, their consoles.
Hi, Pete. Hope you're having fun in Canada.
See, I wasn't gonna name him. I was gonna be classy and keep him anonymous.
Love you, really. Oh, no. I think we've run Dead Rising into the fucking ground, which is kind of ironic. Um,
Yeah.
you have a Halo fan game that you'd like to talk about.
Um. Yeah, this is actually a bit more of a positive one. So, what-
Yay!
one of the few things I kind of miss from my 360 is Halo Reach. To an extent, the other games. And didn't you say you kind of missed it a little bit at one point?
Halo 3 LAN parties in my uni house were damn fun, but they're never going to happen again.
Oh, yeah, true. Well, this game, Installation 1, is apparently a project where they're basically cusping the edge of what they can get away with illegally in terms of doing a proper like copy of a Halo multiplayer game and bringing it to PC. Because let's face it, PC Halo, we've had Halo 1 released years ago, which, if memory serves, it wasn't the best of ports. It was kind of laggy. Halo 2, that apparently can't be played anymore due to Games for Windows Live. Thank you guys for that. And
Sorry, breaking news. Eurogamer literally just this second updated. You know, we said PlayStation Now is coming to PC.
Yeah.
If you're in the UK, that's tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah, they've just updated to say PlayStation Now is coming to PC tomorrow in the UK. DualShock 4 USB wireless adapter due next month. And then they explain what PlayStation Now is.
Hmm.
So it's the UK, Belgium, and the Netherlands. So fuck you, America. You get your Capcom PlayStation bundle. We get PC version of PlayStation Now. Says the service will contain over 400 PlayStation 3 games.
Hmm.
They've got the specs, so Windows 7, 8.1, or 10.
Yeah.
A 3.5 gigahertz Intel Core i3 or better.
So that's pretty reasonable.
Yeah. 2 gig or more of RAM.
Yeah. Well, you
Um,
need that for the operating system.
300 MB storage space. A minimum, this is interesting because on some days I can still get 4.5 Mbps. They say it only requires a 5 Mbps connection.
Huh.
So I may actually be able to run this. I might try the 7-day free trial that they give out. And there's a list of. I'm sorry, I've completely hijacked you. We'll get on it. Sounds.
Hmm.
So let's go on the games list. Anything decent. So, The Darkness 2, Duke Nukem Forever, Ratchet and Clank Quest for Booty, Beyond Two Souls, Heavy Rain, Uncharted 3, Journey, Tales from the Borderlands, Uncharted 2, The Last of Us, Batman Arkham City, Devil May Cry 4, the Lego Movie video game, God of War Ascension, Infamous, Uncharted 1, Ratchet and Clank Nexus, Killzone 3, Bioshock Infinite, Lost Planet 2, Borderlands 2, NBA 2K14, Saints Row 4, Crazy Taxi, Sonic Generations, Bioshock, Killzone 2, Batman Arkham
Are you
Asylum.
going to read out all
Twisted Metal.
400 games?
It gives you an idea that there's a hell of a lot on here. And they're actually some high quality games. Richie, you know how you missed the PlayStation 3 era completely? Don't buy a PlayStation 3, just get this for your PC, mate. Because everything you missed is on this service.
Yeah, one thing I'm wondering, well, two things actually. One is if you just have an Xbox controller already for your PC, whether you could just use that on PlayStation Now.
I assume it would work with X input, but that is an assumption.
Yeah, otherwise that'd be pretty stupid if it didn't. And two, with the adapter for PC for a DualShock 4, whether that's only for PlayStation Now or whether that'll support PC games.
I'd love to use a PS4 controller on some of my PC games. If it's X input and recognizes that, I'll be happy to use it on Steam and stuff.
Yeah, because I tell you what, that would be a really good idea on their part to get some extra controller sales. Because people buy Xbox controllers by default for their PC, whether it's for the
Oh yeah, I
360 or the
did.
one controller.
Yep,
Yeah,
same. I've got a wired and a wireless set. So on the Xbox controllers, sorry, Installation 1 will be a very good game to play on an Xbox controller because it'll feel like a legitimate Halo experience.
true.
Segway game is up.
Although considering if it ends up being a competitive multiplayer online shooter, imagine a lot of people stick to keyboard and mouse so that they've got an objectively better way to aim.
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
Like you put like what game was it? I think it was like Shadowrun or something, and like it was cross-platform for Xbox 360 and PC, and like everyone 360 was just getting thrashed because they had controllers.
Yeah, I can see that too. They were
Yeah.
probably quite angry. Oh, shit, Devil May Cry 4 is on that thing as well.
Oh,
Sorry, I'm still looking at this list.
Last of Us, bloody hell.
Crazy Taxi and Sonic Generations are on here.
Hmm.
I am
Tales.
Installation 1. I watched the video for Installation 1, and it's a really nicely put together video, I've got to say.
Yeah, and like you look at it, and it's just like it is just Halo. Like they're really just kind of cutting the edge of what they can get away with legally.
I'm not so sure on the legal matters, but then I'm not a legal expert.
Well, no, I'm not
So
100% sure either, but like what I mean is the developers they're basically saying like we're sort of reading into what we can get away with, and we're just kind of sort of
towing the line.
yeah,
Oh,
like
Spelunky
sort of approach.
HD.
Huh,
Oddworld Stranger's Wrath HD.
bloody hell. Yeah, see, I'm surprised that Tales from the Borderlands is on that list because like
I
yeah,
know, that's quite recent.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's not too bad actually.
I think Installation 1 looks very, very impressive for... Oh, Infamous Festival of Blood, the only Infamous I've not played.
We're on like two
Installation...
tangents at the moment.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Installation 1 looks very impressive for a fan game, and, their videos also very professionally put together. The guys in the video seem really young as well, like they're students or something, possibly.
Mm. Wouldn't surprise me if they were with like some technical institute like DigiPen or something.
Maybe, yeah, you could be onto something there.
I mean, look at the guys that did Distance and Nitronic Rush. They get some good freaking talent in that institute.
Yeah, but then they're able to pick people who are already amazing before they go to DigiPen.
I guess, yeah.
We produce the best. Well, you started with the best, so you didn't exactly do a lot of work there, did you? I hate that about top tier schools. Only the elite and best can come here. You need to have a grade average through the roof. And then they go, look at how we're outperforming all the other schools. Yes, because you handpicked the fucking elite.
Yeah.
But no, it does look amazing. I miss playing Halo on occasion.
Me too.
And I'm never buying an Xbox again. So yeah, Installation 1 looks like it'll probably fill that gap quite nicely until Microsoft cease and desist the shit out of it.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that like their plan to keep it within legal boundaries of what they can get away with is accurate and successful. Like,
You know what we talked about with Pokemon Uranium last week, where we said, if they just didn't have the name Pokemon on there, they could probably just sell it as a game outright and be fine.
yeah, it looks like this is what they're trying to do.
Yeah, exactly. They're pretty much using that strategy. So fingers crossed, it might go the Freedom Planet route and just be a-okay.
Yeah.
It's a big, messy. I think at some point we'll have to have a podcast where we just talk about fandoms, fan art, fan games, the legalities, go into it properly, because that is a good couple of hours discussion easily.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then we can also use our next list to talk about our favorite ones.
Yay! I really want to do racing games.
Oh, I know.
The thing is, after what we've had, which, because it's been villains, there's been a lot of getting to the end of games for final boss fight footage. So it's not like one game, the villain is just their cutscene footage, because I went to the final level, remembered that I've forgotten how to play the game, and I was at a save point where I was low on health, about 2 hits away from death, and it's an old school game where you can only save at set points, and the next save point is fucking ages away.
Oh.
And I just kept dying, and after about an hour I was like, fuck this shit. I'll use the footage I have so far, and I just won't use any footage of the final boss fight. I'm fucking done.
Yeah, I guess at least with the next one, whether it's fan games or racing games, it just has to be something from anywhere in the game, really.
Yeah, pretty much. So you can just put on Burnout. It doesn't really matter what fucking track you're recording.
Yeah, what would you prefer we do, racing or fan games?
Racing. I rebought Ridge Racer Type 4 because you hinted that we'd be doing racing.
Damn. Well, now I know one of your picks.
Yeah, you do.
Oh god.
It's like I hooked up the Sega Saturn just to make sure I could get good quality footage out of a particular Sega Saturn racing game.
Daytona.
No. I have Daytona, but that's not the pick.
Nah, I don't
There are
think so.
2 racing game picks from the Saturn, and neither of them are Daytona.
Damn. I'm gonna guess
Let's
Sega
just
Rally.
Let's just say one of them helps me feel the sunshine.
Oh god.
Hey. And now Richie's like, shit, I'm writing that down for mine.
It might end up on mine too.
Because it's brighter out today.
God, I get the feeling that like half of mine is gonna be mascot kart racers.
Oh shit, yeah, that Mortal Kombat game you bought me has a kart racing mode.
Oh damn, I forgot about that. Have you tried that yet?
No.
it's like I couldn't believe like how like for an extra little mini game that's built into a game, I couldn't believe how good it was.
I'll try. I will try it out.
Yeah.
I will. I very much appreciate the gift, and I will get around to it.
Fair.
Oh man. So yeah, keep an eye out for Installation One. I'm looking forward. We can play it online together once it's out. That'll be fun.
Def- Definitely, and we can even do a recording of that for the channel, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. Like the races that we. Speaking of racing games, the races that we were doing up until it was Richie's pick. Not saying anything, but waiting on you. But
Bless
yeah,
him.
I think that about wraps us though, unless you've got any shout outs.
No, it's just on the subject of races. Another thing as well, GTA cunning stunts races.
Oh, we need to play more of those.
We do. I was
I
thinking.
might see if like I'm thinking after this I'll probably have to go see the missus for a bit because I've sort of ignored her to come record the podcast. But I might see if I can wrangle ignoring her for a little longer to come play some Grand Theft Auto. She won't mind. She's used to being disappointed. Because you've properly got me in the mood for that just by mentioning it. It has been far too long since we last played it. So I do want to give a couple of shout outs if that's okay.
Go for it.
So these are all comic people, so a little bit of self promotion and plugging. I am launching my new comic, Unfamiliar Skies, at Melksham Comic Con, Melksham Town Hall, Melksham. Like people couldn't guess the town name from all of that. Which is in Wiltshire. It is the 27th and 28th of August. It is open 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can get a family ticket that does 4 people for £32. For 4 people, both days. That's, what, £6 per person per day? Less than that?
Hmm.
It's bloody cheap. It's a really good show, great atmosphere. At that show will be Vince Hunt, who we mentioned 2 weeks ago, author of The Red Mask from Mars, Sean Doby behind the excellent sci-fi comic Descending Outlands, Chris Imber, an amazing artist. If you've ever read the Street Fighter Udon comics, this guy should be working professionally for them. He's got an amazing little book called The Last Sheriff. He'll be there. There are so many people going. I can't possibly name them all. You've got Dan Butcher behind the indie superhero comic Vanguard. You have Tony Esmond, who, along with Vince and Dan, is one of the 3 amigos of the Awesome Comics podcast. You've got, there's Big Punch Studios, so they do a book called Seven String, a book called Afterlife Inc., and a quarterly book called BPM, Big Punch Magazine, where it's 4 stories every 3 months, and it continues on. So, you know how, like, Sonic the Comic had 4 different stories per issue, or how, like, Judge Dredd 2000 AD is a bunch of different stories every issue, or even, like, an extended Beano, where every story in the Beano gets 7 pages. It's that sort of deal. So they will be there, Big Punch Studios, which is John Locke, Nick Angel, Lucy Brown, and Alice White. And congratulations to John and Lucy for your recent engagement. And to John for turning 30-year-old bastard. So yeah, it's going to be an amazing day. Genuinely cannot wait for that. I'm really glad it's a bank holiday Monday and I don't have to go to work after it. Because they do an amazing Saturday night party for the exhibitors, which they're opening up to the public, £3 per ticket. It's an amazing time. One year we had a life-sized Harley Quinn cake.
Huh. Damn.
Yeah, like a 5'4" cake of Harley Quinn.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, and someone just slid on their knees like a kid at a wedding. Just slid on their knees between the legs and just ate the minge out. Straight away just chomped it right off.
God damn.
People licking the boobs.
So I'm guessing she was more Arkham Harley than classic Harley then.
Um, no, I think she was in a straitjacket for the most part. I think it
Oh,
was like a straitjacket on top.
oh,
Yeah, and then like the white trousers.
fair.
Yeah, trying to remember now. But yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
Uh,
Speaking of which, have you seen Suicide Squad yet?
no.
Yeah. I, I'm
So
scared.
it didn't really go anywhere there, did
All
it?
I'm gonna say is I'm conflicted.
Okay. We tried to watch Batman versus Superman though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we made it 40 minutes in before we turned it off.
Yeah, that film is pretty mediocre.
Yeah, we just realized we were 40 minutes in and it hadn't gone anywhere.
Yeah, yeah. Basically, what I found with Batman v Superman and with Suicide Squad is they're trying to get as much of the universe crammed in as they possibly can, but it's just there's no order to it. It's just basically there's a thing, there's a thing, there's a thing. It's like someone with ADD is
There's no cohesion. It doesn't flow at all.
exactly.
It's very stop, start, stop, start. I hate it.
It's literally they're trying to catch up with Marvel's the universe, but
And it seems so desperate.
yeah, and they're too late to the party.
Yeah. Um, although, on that note, before we go into a brand new topic, after doing shout outs and wrap ups,
Yeah.
I've been Sam. That's been Terry. Leave us a like, a comment, whatever. If you really like it, subscribe. We are looking into ways to get audio only versions of the podcast to you. Terry was looking at a Google Stream
Yes,
solution.
I'll get working on that. I will.
Yeah. But thank you very much, and we will see you soon.
Bye bye.
Bye.